Thank you, sir. Good morning, one and all present over here. Today, I, Jigyasa Rajwani, with my teammates, going to present a PowerPoint presentation in which we will discuss about all the details of partnership deed and partners capital account, which are basically of two types: fixed capital account and fluctuating capital account. So now let's begin with partnership deed. Since partnership is the outcome of an agreement, it is essential that there must be some terms and conditions agreed upon by all the partners. Such terms and conditions may be either oral or written. The law does not make it compulsory to have a written agreement. However, in order to avoid all misunderstandings and disputes, it is always the best course to have a written agreement duly signed and registered under the Act. Such a written document which contains the terms of agreement is called partnership deed. It is also known as Articles of Partnership. Now, there are some required information which partnership deed requires: the name and address of the firm, names and address of the partners, the type and nature of the business the firm supposed to do, amount of capital to be contributed by each partner, and whether the capital account will be fixed or fluctuating. Interest on capitals, whether interest is to be allowed on capital, if so, the rate of interest. Drawings, how much amount the partners are entitled to withdraw for personal use. Interest on drawings, whether interest will be charged on partner's drawing, if so, the rate of interest how much. Goodwill, method of valuation of goodwill in case of admission or retirement of a partner. Now, next points are accounting period of the firm. The period after which the final accounts of the firm are to be prepared, whether yearly or half yearly, and the date on which accounts are to be closed every year. Method of recording of firm's accounts and the safe custody of the books of accounts and other documents of the firm. Auditing, whether the firm's book will be audited or not. If so, the mode of auditor's appointment. Date of commencement of partnership. Next is duration of partnership. The period for which the partnership has been established and the mode of dissolution of partnership. This is the duration of partnership. Use of the decision of Garner versus Murray. Whether decision in the case of Garner versus Murray is to apply in the case of insolvency of a partner. Next is bank account. Bank accounts, whether the account in the bank will be opened in the firm's name or in some partner's name, that's the question arises: who will have the right to sign the checks? Rules to be followed in case of admission of a partner. Rules to be followed while setting the accounts on retirement. That means the manner in which the amount due on the retirement or that of the partner will be calculated as the manner in which it will be paid. Settlement of dispute. This is the last point, which says in case of dispute among the partners, how the dispute will be solved, whether arbitrator will be appointed or not. Now, this is all about partnership deed. What is the meaning and the basic information required for partnership deed? Now, for the further information about partnership deed, I would like to invite Dikshita Mansukhani.
Thank you, Jigyasa, for inviting me. Good morning, sir. Here I am giving such information about importance of partnership deed. Though the law does not make it mandatory for every firm to have a partnership deed, it is desirable to have it due to the following reasons. It regulates the rights, duties, and the liabilities of each other. It helps to avoid misunderstandings amongst the partners because all the terms and conditions of partnership have been laid down beforehand in the deed. Any dispute amongst the partners may be settled easily as the partnership deed may be readily referred to. Hence, it always the best course to have a written partnership deed only signed by all the partners and registered under the Act. And now I'm giving such information about 4 rules of absence. Sometimes partners start their partnership firm without partnership deed. Then these rules are applied. Profit sharing ratio. The major role that partnership deed plays is to state the part sharing profit of partners. But in absence of partnership deed, we assume or the condition states that the partners are sharing profits equally. Now the second one, interest on capital. Normally, interest on capital is applied at the rate of 6%, but in absence of partnership deed, we do not allow interest on capital to partners. Interest on capital is allowed only when profit is earned while there is partnership deed. Now the next, interest on drawings. No interest on drawings must be allowed in absence of partnership deed. Interest on drawings are allowed only when drawings are made while there is partnership deed. Now the next, salary to a partner. In absence of partnership deed, we do not allow salary to any partner thereafter, and no other remuneration for any extra work done for the firm. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Aditya Gupta.
Explain the further 4 points. First, interest on loan. Interest 6% per annum is to be allowed to the loan by the given by the partners to the firm. Next point, admission to the new partner. Admission of a new partner cannot be admitted into the firm without the consent of all partners. Each partner can inspect, has a right of the book of the firm and also take the copies or extract the same. Each uh, each partner have a right to conduct the business. Each partner has a right to participate in the conduct of the business. Thank you. Now I am inviting Bhavya for the further explanation.
Thanks, Aditya, and good morning, all. Now, you can see here there are two types of capital: fixed capital and fluctuating capital. Now, let us understand what is fixed capital account. So, under this system, the original capitals are invested by the partners remain constant unless additional capital is introduced by an agreement. In other words, capital of the partners are allowed to change during the lifetime of the business except in extraordinary circumstances. When fixed capital method is adopted, all entries relating to drawings, interest on capitals, interest on drawings, salary to partner, share of profit or loss, etc., are made in a newly opened account for each partner. This account is called current account or drawings account. Now, l- let us understand this by a performer of capital account. We can see that on the debit side, there is to cash or bank, permanent withdrawals of capital. and to balance carried down, which is closing balance. And on the credit side, there is buy balance brought down, which is opening balance, and buy cash or bank, which is additional capital. Now we can see the performer of current account. Debit side, there is two balance brought down, which is opening balance, two drawings, two interest on drawings, two P&L account, share of loss in case of loss, two balance carried down. And in the credit side, there is buy balance brought down in the case of opening balance, buy interest on capital, buy salary, buy commission, and by P&L appropriation, share of profit in case of profit. The balance may be on opposite side also. Now, I would like to invite my next teammate Rashi for further explanations about the fluctuating capital account.
Thank you, Bhavya, for inviting me. So, now the next topic is fluctuating capital account. We must already know about the fluctuating capital account. So, slide change. So, what is fluctuating capital account? Anyone can answer this question? Yes, Jayashri, what is the answer?
Under this method, only one account is maintained by each partner, and that is capital account.
Yes, it is the right answer. Now, I am going to explain fluctuating account fully. When the capitals are not be fixed, the balances of capital account go on changing from time to time, and it is not make a separate account. And the reason is that no separate current account are maintained, but all the entries related to drawings, interest on capital, salary to partner, share of profit or loss, etc., are recorded in the capital account itself. And the most important point is, if in the absence of any instruction, the capital account should be prepared by this method, and the current account are not prepared when the capitals are fluctuating. Now you all can see the performer of fluctuating capital account. In the debit side includes two cash, which is drawing against capital, two drawings, which is drawing against profit, two interest on drawings, and two P&L account in case of loss, and two balance carried down, which is closing balance. In credit side includes buy balance brought down, which is opening balance, and buy cash, which is additional capital, and buy interest on capital, by partner salary, by partner's commission, and by P&L appropriation account in case of profit. Thank you all, and I would like to invite my next teammate, Nation.
Thank you, Rashi, for inviting me. Now, our next topic is difference between fixed capital account and fluctuating capital account. First, in fixed capital account, when the capitals are fixed, each partner has two accounts. They are capital account and current account. In fluctuating capital account, when the capitals are fluctuating, each partner has only one account, that is capital account. Second, in fixed capital account, the capital account balance normally remains unchanged except under special circumstances. Second, in fluctuating capital account, the balance of capital account fluctuates from period to period. Third, in fixed capital account, all adjustments like interest on capital, drawings, interest on drawings, salary, share of profit and loss, etc., all are recorded in current account. Whereas in fluctuating capital account, all adjustments are recorded directly in the capital account as no current account is open. Next slide. Fourth, in fixed capital account, both capital and current account appears in the balance sheet, whereas only capital account appears in the balance sheet in fluctuating capital account. Fifth, if this method is used in fixed capital account, then it must be specifically mentioned in the partnership deed, whereas it is not necessary to be specifically mentioned in fluctuating capital account. And last, fixed capital account also shows a credit balance, whereas fluctuating capital account may sometimes shows a debit balance or a credit balance at the end of the period. Thank you for watching our presentation.